Pace! Forward! March!
Thank you. Please be seated. Welcome to the 6th annual commencement exercise for Cumberland Polytechnic High School. On this monumentous occasion, we are here to celebrate the hard work, dedication, and accomplishments of the graduating class of 2022. As we end this chapter in our lives, today we celebrate our commencement. Commencement is defined as a new beginning or a start. We are grateful to you, parents, family, friends, and school faculty and staff for your support and participation. As we embark upon the beginning of our future endeavors, please honor the class of 2022 by silencing your cell phones and refraining from cheering and all distracting noises and behaviors until the designated time. Cumberland County Schools Policy 4304 states that Cumberland County Schools will have secure and distraction-free graduations. Any senior or guest who chooses to cause a commotion or disruption during the ceremony will be escorted out of the distinguished event. Diplomas may be held until July 1st, 2022, at the discretion of the principal, unless otherwise determined by the superintendent. When your graduate's name is called, you may stand quietly to show recognition. Thank you for your cooperation. Now it is my distinct pleasure to introduce our special guests who are seated on the stage. I would like to ask our guests to please stand and remain standing while we recognize you. Cumberland County Schools Superintendent, Dr. Marvin Connolly Jr. Cumberland County Schools Board of Education, Greg West, Board Chair. Elisa Chisholm, Donna Van, and Susan Williams. Cumberland Polytechnic High School Principal, Chad Barber. Cabinet members, Dr. Mary Black, Associate Superintendent for Student Support Services. Joe Desiremore, Associate Superintendent of Auxiliary Services. Betty Musselwhite, Associate Superintendent of School Support. Ruben Reyes, Associate Superintendent of Human Resources. Nick Soika, Board Attorney. Dr. Lindsay Whitley, Associate Superintendent of Communications and Community Engagement. And Dr. Stacy Wilson Norman, Chief Academic Officer. Associate Superintendents, Dr. Jane Fields, Assistant Superintendent, K through 12, Curriculum and Instructions. Dr. Sanjay Robertson, Superintendent of High School Support. Seated to the left of the class of 2022 are the family of the valedictorian, Jasmine John Baptiste, and of the family of salutatorian, Caitlin Ann Barr. CPHS Assistant Principal, James Dockery, and 2021-2022 Teacher of the Year, Justin Keynes. On behalf of the Cumberland Polytechnic High School Administration, faculty, staff, the class of 2022, I extend our expressions of appreciation for your presence here today. Thank you. You may be seated.
Good afternoon, Superintendent Connolly, Cumberland County Schools Board, cabinet members, family and friends. Class of 2022. Commencement marks a milestone in your lives. I am so proud of the accomplishments that you have made, and I am honored to share with you in your new beginning. As you begin this new journey, allow me to remind you of two things. First, you will always be a CPHS hawk. Secondly, no matter where your life takes you, always remember to give flight to your 5 I's: imagination, intuition, individuality, idealism, and inspiration. What a journey this has been since March 2020. I am thankful to have had a front row seat to witness such a resilient group of students persevere from adverse circumstances. You are truly a remarkable group of young people, and for many of you, this isn't your first commencement. 38 of you received associate's degrees through Fayetteville Technical Community College, and many more received certificates. Your class has set a standard for all other classes to follow, and I am so proud of you. Seniors, as you progress into the next chapter of your lives, I want to challenge you to take risks. Jim Rohn once stated, if you are not willing to risk the unusual, you will have to settle for the ordinary. You are an extraordinary group that deserve a life that is successful beyond your imaginations. Sometimes the fear of failure prevents us from taking risks. Class of 2022, failure is nothing to fear. If you make mistakes along the way, you're in great company. Walt Disney was fired from the Kansas City Star because he lacked creativity and had no good ideas. Oprah Winfrey was told she was not fit for TV. J.K. Rowling was rejected by 12 publishers before a publishing company accepted Harry Potter. Another person who persevered through numerous failures and is considered by many to be the greatest president of all time is Abraham Lincoln. He failed in business at age 21, was defeated in a legislative race at age 22, failed again in business at age 24, overcame the death of his sweetheart at age 26, had a nervous breakdown at age 27, lost a congressional race at age 34, lost another congressional race at age 36, lost a senatorial race at age 45, but he never gave up pursuing his dreams, and he became one of the greatest leaders the world has ever known. When people see people that have accomplished great things, you don't see the journey behind the success. As you already know, success does not occur overnight. The path to success is often a winding, curvy road and is rarely ever a straight path. Embrace the challenges that lie before you and know that success occurs when opportunity and preparation meet. I challenge you to have the tenacity of Abraham Lincoln and never let the fear of failure prevent you from taking risks. When you encounter obstacles, remember the words of Henry Ford. Failure is an opportunity to begin again more intelligently. Your comfort zone is a beautiful place, class of 2022, but you will never grow there. I am so proud of all you have accomplished, and I know that the best is yet to come from you. At this time, I would like to recognize two students with the highest academic averages in the senior class. Please stand and be recognized when I call your name. Jasmine John Baptiste, valedictorian. Caitlin Ann Barr, salutatorian. Please join me in applause to salute these two scholars. Jasmine and Caitlin, please come forward. In honor of your academic excellence, I present you with this medallion as a tangible symbol of your scholastic achievements at Cumberland Polytechnic High School. Yes. Now, Caitlin Ann Barr will present high school reflections at this time, followed by Jasmine John Baptiste, Outlook for the Future.
Thank you, Mr. Barber. I am absolutely honored to be here speaking on behalf of Cumberland Polytechnic's class of 2022. It doesn't feel real. Being here, standing on this stage, looking at the people who have been my friends, peers, and competitors for the last 4 years. It feels odd to say goodbye. To say goodbye to the hall of Polytechnic. Our hall is home to Mr. Barber's 6 p.m. phone calls, calling for Mr. Kane's "get dropped your pocket" jokes, and even putting a jacket over your ripped jeans when Miss MacArthur walks down the hall. It's hard to say goodbye to the memories here, both good and bad. It's even harder to say goodbye to the memories we could have had. In many ways, we have been robbed of 2 years of our high school career. We had no control over our circumstances. What we have taken from this experience is how easy it is to fall apart when you can feel out of control. Speaking for myself, this lack of control unnerved me deeply. When the pandemic happened, we were all thrown for a loop, and I, like many students, stopped doing what I loved to do. I stopped learning. I made excuses not to do work, especially when I felt isolated not only from my friends and family, but peers and teachers. I threw many assignments together at the last minute because, like many of you, I was frustrated by staring at a screen for hours every day. Slowly, though, things became better. I realized I was so worried about what I cannot control that I failed to see what I could. Myself. The world may have shown me that I had little power over it, but it also showed me how much power I had over my own actions. COVID did not define me, did not define us. Our actions while living through this historic event do. I threw myself into my schoolwork, dedicated myself to seizing every opportunity our school, whether virtual or not, gave us. It is this lesson, above all else, that I wish to impart to the class of 2022. All we can do is try our best. We must believe ourselves capable of accomplishments, of success, even when others do not. We will never be able to control the world's or others' expectations, but we can control ourselves. Take comfort in that. When all else seems too hard, remember that we are doing our best, even if other people don't think we are. Class of 2022, we are, at the risk of sounding like a cliche, resilient. We have survived not just a global pandemic, but high school, which some may say is worse. We are the ones who are continuing to grow out of the ashes, regardless of how many times we have been held back. We are the future doctors, lawyers, and politicians. When I look at each of you today, I see a great hope for the future, because each one of you has survived something the history books will describe as life-stopping and came out stronger. I sincerely thank each and every one of you for being my teacher, support system, and most importantly, my friend. My time here at Polytech was made better by the people I had by my side. Michelle Boswell and Madison Boswell, who taught me that my words have power and gave me the ability to stand and talk in front of all of you today. My family, who love me despite my worst qualities, and my friends, who have stood by me and loved me no matter what. I'd like to leave you today with a quote from someone who bucks societal expectations, Lin-Manuel Miranda. We live through times when hate and fear seem stronger. Remember that hope and love last longer. Now, fill the world with music, love, and pride. Go forth, class of 2022. I am so proud of us.
Good afternoon, parents, teachers, administrators, and my fellow classmates. 4 years ago, we didn't know what today would look like. We didn't know what the world would look like. When we entered high school, we expected to have a regular high school experience. As we all know, it happened to be quite the opposite. We have faced countless struggles, a global pandemic in the middle of our sophomore year, leading to online school and isolation, but we didn't let that stop us. When it looked like our future was running away, we grabbed it and pulled it back to us. We are the architects of our future, and yet we have to construct that within the circumstances of our present. As a Black woman, I recognize that not even a lifetime ago, this opportunity would not have been afforded to me. The vast majority of our graduating class would not have been allowed to walk across the stage. It is because strong women, Black and more, refuse to let the world dictate their futures that we are here today. With this, I want to take the time to thank those who have helped me along my journey. I want to thank my family for teaching me the importance of working hard. I am thankful for my sister for setting a great example of what a successful woman should look like. I wouldn't be standing on this stage today if not for her. I am thankful for my little brother for teaching me what it means to have someone look up to me. I want to thank Michelle Boswell and Madison Boswell for teaching me the importance of my voice. You gave me the confidence to dream big. I am who I am because of the people who surround me. Look around this room, classmates, at the people who have loved you and supported you through these 4 years. We are here because of ourselves and because of them. When I came in my freshman year of high school, I remember Miss Lundy telling me on my very first day of ACR that high school will go by quickly. Like every other teenager in that classroom, I completely ignored this statement. In my annoying 14-year-old brain, I couldn't imagine 4 years of work and assignments and college classes going by quickly. Well, I was wrong, of course. In the grand scheme of things, 4 years is not a long time. We have already lived 18 years and hopefully another 80. Looking from a larger perspective, our time together may seem insignificant. However, for me, it will be anything but. From on my block watch parties, to cookouts, to horrible carpool karaoke, spring break trips, and the rest of the fun experiences I've had throughout high school, these experiences made me. Shout out to all the petty fights that I've had with Hezekiah and Morgan, and of course, I won all of them. All the pictures we took were a time capsule of memories. Memories that were made within the walls of our school that will be passed down as tales to future generations. Knowing that I will never walk amongst my class again at Cumberland Polytechnic is something that I have fought to come to terms with. However, in that sorrow, there is joy. Joy that we made it. We made it. Looking toward the future can be a scary feeling. But when you move past that fear, you realize that high school is simply the foundation on which we will build the rest of our lives. There is so much left for us to do, to build. No matter what path you all decide to take, whether it be the armed forces, college, or the workforce, work hard and dream big. Use the lessons that you have learned through these 4 years from teachers and loved ones to help guide you down the path to success. No matter what obstacles life has thrown at you thus far, the rest of your life is up to you. Build the future and the life that you want. Amanda Gorman spoke at the presidential inauguration, so I figured our high school commencement ceremony was basically on the same scale. She wrote, "For there is always light, if only we are brave enough to see it, and if only we are brave enough to be it." Class of 2022, be brave. Our voices matter. Make the world hear us and make the world see us. An hour ago, we were students. Now, we are the future. Thank you for everything you have given me.
Thank you for those heartfelt words, Jasmine and Caitlin. You may now join your classmates on the floor. Marshals and Mrs. McKeithen, please take your positions. At this time, I invite Mr. Barber to prepare to present diplomas to the class of 2022. Please honor the class of 2022 by refraining from cheering and all disruptive behaviors until all of the diplomas have been handed out. CCS Policy 4304 states that Cumberland County Schools will have secure and distraction-free graduations. Any senior or guest who chooses to cause a commotion or disruption during the processional, ceremony, or recessional will be escorted from the ceremony. Schools may hold diplomas unless otherwise designated by the superintendent. You may stand quietly when your graduate's name is called to give recognition. Thank you for your cooperation. Class of 2022, following the direction of the marshal, please stand and remain standing. Please come forward as directed by the student marshals. Joy Dornice Allen. Daniel Joseph Baker. Caitlin Ann Barr. Sky Marie Basticus. Shayla Janae Battle. Nicholas Allen Berry. Michael Wyatt Austin Branham. Ethan William Bratton. Hezekiah Jamel Bryant. Sydney Nicole Bumper. Emily Hope Burkett. Jaquez Marcel Kane. Kylie Rose Carson. William Kane Klein. Jaden Anaya DeWitt. Kylan Benet Dilligard. Nathan Eric Feldmeyer. Isaac Dale Fields. Jasmine Akaya Monet Garner. Sania Shakia Handberry. Marissa Jade Hernandez. Leanna Anise Hines. Rain Aaliyah Hooper. Jameson Marie Hodacek. Matthew Zachary Jacobs. Jasmine Alexis Jean Baptiste. Lindsay Nicole Kaiser. Zachary Andrew Kunis. Daniel Azariah Liverman. David Mishael Liverman. Francesca Erica Lugo Vargas. Luis Daniel Mancila Vasquez. Kiana Alicia McAllister. Ayana Elise McRaven. Alexander Monroe Miller. Christina Sakura Moody. Anaya Nicole Moses. Riley Elizabeth Mullins. Alyssa Paige Nelson. Kalechi Joanna Marie Okahi. Mark Lewis Putnam. Christian Isaiah Silvertooth. Kevin Nolan Smith. Jasmine Ronee Stevens. Alexander Stone King. Dominic Isaiah Sumter. Anna Marie Diane Taylor. Israel Jordan Tahiro. Marco Antonio Vasquez. Morgan Elise Wheeler. Maila Kiivra White. Alicia Sinai Ziegler. At this time, I am pleased to ask Principal Chad Barber to return to the podium.
You are now the 6th class of alumni who have successfully risen to the challenge and graduated from Cumberland Polytechnic High School, home of the Hawks. We are so proud of you. Go Hawks. Parents, relatives, friends, and guests, we thank you for your cooperation, and you will be able to meet your students outside after he or she has received their diploma. Class of 2022, by the power vested in me by the State of North Carolina Department of Public Instruction, I declare you as graduates from Cumberland Polytechnic High School. You may now turn your tassels. Thank you, class of 2022, and your families.